Welcome to the Saints Sports Corner. We got a great show for you today. We're going to be talking about why the New Orleans Saints is so bad. We're also going to be talking about how Kellen Moore's scheme is not helping the offense. We're also going to be talking about how the Saints can get some picks for a few players and potentially turn their season around next year on the Saints Sports Corner.
Yeah. Who that? Who that? Who that said they gon' beat them Saints? A win is a win by a mile or an inch. It's any given Sunday when we battling in the trenches. Who that? We that? Who that? We that? Die hard even after an L. Still reppin' in my section, yelling outside the dome, going home. Who that? We that? Black and gold soul, that's my song. Who that? We that? Who that? We that? Touchdown Saints, putting points on the board is how my squad steady winning. Sacks on D, turnovers, wow, don't even think about coming back, it's already late in the fourth now. We that, who that, we that, who that, who that, who that. 4,000-yard QB, 1,000-yard rusher, 1,200-yard receiver, straight pressure. Lockdown corner, throw that ball if you want to. TFL's in the backfield, boy, we on you. Black and gold, so that's what I'm all about. Forget about the division, the Saints run the South. Who that, we that. Who that? We that? Who that? Who that? Who that? Who that? Who that? Who that?
Welcome to the Saints Sports Corner, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the engagement. I appreciate the views, man. It's been a lot of engagement, man. I like the fact that y'all watching the channel. I like the fact that y'all tuning in. If you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. But as always, man, let's just dive right in. The New Orleans Saints, man, not only has a talent problem, not only have a general manager problem, but they have a coaching problem. I didn't expect the Saints to have a coaching problem this early in the season, and I didn't expect Kellen Moore's system to be so basic with no identity, to not have a direction he wants to go in as a team. It's one thing to not have talent, but he has enough talent for this offense to be functional. The problem with Kellen Moore, he doesn't have timing as a play caller. He does not time play calls up and scheme plays calls up so that the defense can be off balance. That's a coaching issue. That's not a quarterback issue. That's not a running back issue. That's not a wide receiver issue. That's not an offensive line issue. He has no innovation when it comes to play calling. I haven't seen one play call Kellen Moore called that's like, oh wow, that was an amazing play call, outside of the one where Taysom Hill pitched it to Alvin Kamara in like a 3rd and 20. That was a fantastic play call. But a lot of his play calls has been vanilla. It's just this basic traditional scheme. It's not innovative. It has things like motion from here to there. Not that motion is just going to guarantee you innovation and guarantee you wins and guarantee you chunk plays. But it's just predictable, seems like. It seems like his offense is very predictable. And it seems like he don't put his best players on another team worst players. I mentioned this in the last pod and I alluded to this, but it seems like he does not know how to get his best players not only open, but get them going in a way to where they can consistently dominate on a week-to-week basis. His run game is atrocious. Like, his ability to call run plays is atrocious. He's probably the worst run game designer in the NFL. Like, there's no way his run game should be so putrid. Like, he cannot get a player to run the ball to save his life. The first 2 weeks he was solid, but then he went away from first 3 weeks he was solid and then he went away from it. Like, I don't understand what he wants these quarterbacks to do if he cannot have a consistent run game. Like, again, You had Taysom Hill, Eric Kamara, and Kendre Miller. You should be able to scheme runs that no team can stop. Even if that means taking a quarterback out and putting Taysom Hill in on a quarterback power or a read option play. You have too many skilled guys that can run the ball for you not to be able to sustain a run game. Like you giving 5 carries to Kamara and 5 carries to Devin Neal. That ain't gonna cut it. You have to run the ball consistently when you have a young quarterback. Like I said last week, you're not going to do anything with any of these quarterbacks until you give them a run game. You have to soften the coverage. Everyone knows this. There's no reason for you not to be harping on. You should be running the ball 40 times a game, 50 times a game. Even if it's not working, you still should be running the ball because at least you keep their offense off the from scoring points and you keep the game close. Now, you got lucky when Spencer Rattler was in, when he was throwing, keeping the game to one-score games and keeping the chains moving and using his legs. But that's not really Tyler Shuck's game. So you really have to help on the run game even more when it comes to Tyler Shuck. So Kellen Moore has to get to a point where he looked himself in the mirror and says, I'm not good enough. I'm not doing enough. I don't care how he strips the game plan down to all the way to where it's like bare bones and bare minimum. It's still not going to cut it because you still have a design problem. You still have a scheme problem. You still have an identity problem. And as long as you have those 3 things, you're not going anywhere. You're not scaring anybody, and you're not helping your situation at all. You can acquire all the players you want. You acquire Vele for 2 picks, and you still haven't used the guy. What's the point of acquiring players you're not going to live? You acquire Jalen Poke, but I get he's injured. Listen, I get your building for the future, but at the same time, you have to show that your team is competent. You're constantly getting flagged. You constantly can't score points. You constantly getting in the red zone and can't score points. That is a coaching problem. That's not a player problem. That's not an offensive line problem. That's not a coordinator problem. That's his problem. He designs the offense. He calls the plays. So if you can't get your players into the end zone, that's a coaching problem. It has nothing to do with talent. There's many bad teams that can get themselves into the end zone. There's many bad teams that can get themselves into the red zone and expect to score a touchdown. Kellen Moore has a design problem. He's not innovative enough. It's clear he has a problem. He seems like he's in over his head. I don't see him firing guys up. I don't see the rah-rah attitude. Not that he has to be that way, but you at least got to talk to somebody. Okay, guys, what's going on in the play? What are they doing to you? Okay, guys, what's going on with the offensive line? Okay, guys, linebackers, what are you seeing when they're attacking you? Corners, what are you seeing when they're attacking you? That's called taking care of your players. That's called coaching. That's called being involved. If you're not involved, who are you motivating? You basically are like a placeholder to get fired and you just collecting a check. Why not get to a point where you're actually engaged with the players? I don't care what you do behind the scenes. It shows what you do behind the scenes when you're up front on the sidelines and your guys are making plays. But if you're not making plays and you're not calling the proper plays for your guys to make a place, they're going to be disinterested. And this week against the Los Angeles Rams, I seen a disengaged team. That is not where you want to be. So what, you get the number 1 pick. It's not going to matter. You're just going to drop another player up into the system with a bunch of players that's disengaged because they don't believe in the coach. He has to step up. Kellen Moore has to step up. And if he don't step up, this team is going to continue to spiral downhill. Now, the trade deadline is coming up, right? And they need assets. And they got a ton of players they can trade. Cesar Ruiz, Pete Werner, Alante Taylor. They can trade Rashid Shaheed, Chris Olave, Jawan Johnson. They can trade a bunch of these players and get rid of this mediocre play for this these players who are being overplayed for mediocre play. Not saying that they can't turn it around, but based on their track record so far, they're not doing enough. Like, guys are not getting open. Guys are being jammed. Guys are scared to play football. Guys are scared to take hits. Guys are scared to fight for extra yards. Guys are just not playing the type of football that constitute winning. And if you can't play that type of football, you need to be on another team. Because all it is creating a cancer in the locker room. Like, it's time to get out with the old and get in with the new, because enough is enough. Enough is enough. Like, we're terrible. Like we're bad, like mentally and physically. You're not hitting nobody. You're scared to hit people. Alante Taylor and Demario Davis, they're doing the thing. But at the end of the day, it takes a team. It's a team sport. 11 guys on both sides of the ball. And we're failing at both of these things. There's no get off. There's none of this when it comes to the offense line. We have to help the players. And it seems like there's no energy. Like, who are you tutoring? Who are you teaching? If these guys are not making improvement. Enough is enough, man. Enough is enough. And this is not harsh. This is actual criticism that the coach deserves. Mickey is not without fault when it comes to this. Mickey Loomis is not without fault because this is the person that he hired. This is the person that he put in charge. And if you know this guy couldn't command the room, why did you even hire him? It shouldn't matter how long the coaching search takes as long as you get the right guy. That's it. Because you're going into a pivotal year where you're going to be making pivotal picks. And I don't trust Mickey Loomis to make the first overall pick. That's just me. I do not trust Mickey Loomis to handle this draft. I don't care what y'all say. No benefit of the doubt no more. Get some new innovative players, coaches, and GMs, and people that see the football for where it is now, not where it's going. Sean Payton is doing his thing in Denver. Sean Payton is doing his thing. He obviously is with the times. He obviously is a elite play caller. You can't even compare Sean Payton and Kellen Moore. Sean Payton had Bo Nix when he was averaging 150 yards a game throwing and still winning games. Because he understands how to call plays and how to push buttons. Kellen Moore does not. That's just what it is. So until we figure out a way for our GM and our coach to get players doing X, Y, and Z, we're going to be terrible. We are officially the New Orleans Panthers and Browns right now. That's how we look. The Panthers are better than us. And they don't have as much talent, name-wise, as we do. That's a fact. They don't have an Alvin Kamara. They don't have a Chris Olave. They don't have a Rashid Shaheed. And they're out there whipping people on physicality and innovative play calling. That's a fact. Watch their games. So we're going to be bad for a while. But let's talk about these guys that could be traded. Like I said, Cesar Ruiz, Pete Warner, Alante Taylor, Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, Trevor Penning, who else? That's a nice, potentially Chase Young. You might could get a higher pick for Chase. Nobody's off the table except those two tackles. Nobody is off the table except those two tackles. Like, it is what it is. It's time to get going. It's time to start prepping for your future. You're not making the playoffs. So it's time to get what you can get so you can get where you're trying to get. So I think if we can get 2/4, a third, and a fifth, we'll be good. But we can't have 5 draft picks. We got to have more than 5 draft picks going into this. This is a big, pivotal year when it comes to our offseason. Like, we need talent around whatever quarterback is throwing the ball, whatever offensive line is protecting. It's time for a new blood and youth movement. Still going to take time, but it's time to start hitting on some of these young players. Dynamic young players who know what they're doing. Because I don't know what Kellen Moore is great at when it comes to offense. I can see what Brandon Staley is trying to bring, even though it's not executed, but he don't have no playmakers at corner. Right? He don't have a consistent pass rush. So you can't really evaluate the guy when he doesn't have the talent to execute the things he's trying to execute. I can give him a pass. At least I can see the vision with him. Kellen Moore, I do not. I don't know what the hell he's trying to do. I don't. Maybe you can tell me in the comments. I don't know what Kellen Moore is trying to accomplish on offense. He's not a better play caller right now than Pete Carmichael. Where's the lies? He's not a better play caller than the guy we got, Clint Kubiak. Did you see the Seattle game? He's not a better play caller. I challenge any Saints fan right now to go name the top 10 play callers and then tell me what Kellen Moore ranked. And passing and rushing. Opposed to all the play callers in the National Football League. It's just sad, bruh. It is sad right now. So, we're not going to harp on that. We're not going to harp on it. Let's focus on something else. Let's focus on something that we can look forward to. So, I told y'all that the quarterback quarterbacks are not the problem at this point. The quarterbacks are not the problem. Obviously, it's the play caller and the system. But Chase Young showing up. Chase Young is showing up. He at least is doing work. Now, I don't know what's going on with Carl Granderson because he was the only steady. Like, he's another one that could potentially be traded. He's not without, you know what I'm saying? Carl Granderson and Chase Young. Man, you got to get what you got to get for some guys, man. It's some tough decisions, but you got to get what you got to get. Like, it's time. You're old, you're tired, and you're inept. You don't have any talent. But, to be said, Tyler Shuck did some good things. It kind of looked the same way Spencer Rattler looked. Lively arm. Yes, he does have a lively arm. He's going to gain confidence. But it's still not enough. It's still not enough if you don't have a run game. So, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You could switch the tempo. You could do all of the stuff that bad teams do because they can't run a normal offense consistently. It's still going to look the same. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. And I think they really, Gail Benson really needs to sit her behind down and evaluate her whole team. For one, there's not enough diversity in that room. It's not. It's not enough innovative minds in that room to fix what's going on. It's not. Like, it is what it is. They need more new blood from top to bottom. She need to evaluate every single thing. Every president, every executive, every scout, everything needs to be evaluated. Because it's time to make a change. But it's going to be a long season, guys, so buckle up. Strap yourself up. It's going to be a long season. We ain't bad. We're terrible. I can deal with bad. Terrible in no direction, that is just atrocious. I'm not even sure Kellen Moore can keep his job after 1 year. That's how bad it is. If he don't start showing improvement, when Dan Campbell only won one game, Dan Campbell at least had his team fighting. So stop comparing Dan Campbell. Oh, Dan Campbell had his team fighting. They was taking teams to the brink of the fourth quarter almost every game. They resembled the fight that Dan Campbell had, and they still do to this day. Where's the energy in the fight that Kellen Moore has? It is what it is. But we ain't going to harp on it. We ain't going to harp on it. Changes are coming, hopefully. Hopefully, Gail is sitting back having conversations with the right people. And hopefully, we start seeing improvement from Kellen Moore. Because right now, he ain't cutting it. Right now, the team ain't cutting it. Right now, the team is head in the dirt. They can't blame anybody. The team can't keep blaming everybody. It comes direction. It's a direction the team should be going in, but it starts at the top. So, I'm not going to hold y'all here long. I'm sure y'all seen the footage. I'm sure y'all seen all of the comments, all of the podcasts. I'm just here to state the obvious. Maybe the same, but I'm here to state the obvious. Something has to shake. And something better start shaking before Tuesday's deadline. That's all I got. Hope y'all have a good day. As always, make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all comment. If y'all got anything to add, put it in the comments. Look, Saints are not a quarterback away. Get it out your mind. I don't even care what the quarterback do. They're not a quarterback away. So, as always, thank y'all for watching the Saints Sports Corner, man. Y'all have a good day. I'm out.